We're deep inside post-audio facility Todd AO on the Foley stage, where we're creating sound effects for my short masterpiece, Dog Day Morning.
Dude, I'm about to beat the game.
Came in a little early on that one.
You kind of bounce it on your hand a little bit and sound a little bit like you're hitting a floor.
Like this?
Just don't bounce it on the air part.
How's that?
See under here, that's where the air comes out. So do that.
Oh, okay.
Because you're cutting off the sound. There you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now we've got some special gloves that you need to use for dog feet.
Wow, these gloves have fake fingernails painted on or taped onto them. These Foley gloves are going to help me get into character as my dog Baltar.
Okay, so you're going to watch the screen and watch the dog's feet.
Oh my gosh.
And basically, you know, when he goes to carpet, try and get his feet on carpet.
You are a one-hit wonder. That was excellent.
Was that really good? I thought I was totally messing it up.
And you look good doing it.
And finally, we're at the punchline, where Baltar the dog whizzes on my pants. Man. Well, I was very careful to wear the same shoes and the same jeans that I shot this film in.
Well, I'd
So
say
will that
you could
work?
pee on your own
So
foot.
I could pee on myself, and that would work?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
And just a Foley technique, oftentimes to get enough sound, you may want to hold the water at a higher level.
I feel like I've been peed on. All right, so that's a print.
That is a print.
That's a print.
Be careful.
In a world of cutting-edge technology, it's nice to know sometimes all you need are some water bottles and fake fingernails. But Foley artists can't make every sound a film needs. The last hurrah before we mix this masterpiece is sound editing, where the rest of the non-Foley sound effects get at it. Oh my gosh, that was totally awesome.
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm already kind of suspicious because this room doesn't look nearly as fun as the Foley room.
That's true.
But this is where the sound editing happens.
This is where all the sounds appear on this machine here, which is called the Pro Tools. And all of these lines are tracks, and time runs from left to right.
Lon checked out the ADR and Foley sounds we recorded and decided our film could use some extra sweetening.
We need to have some kids playing, maybe to have some trucks going by or some birds or something like that.
So some background noise to kind of...
Set the scene.
Okay.
Where do you live? Birds like that would be nice. We may want to have a little bit of a city sound to go with that. Some traffic. We could also put some kids in here. Kind of in the distance playing. And here's how that sounds with the things together. Kind of sounds like you're there, doesn't it?
It's like totally real. All of a sudden, it's realistic.
Now,
With a flick of the wrist, Lon can make our happy-go-lucky day
see if we can put some thunder in there.
take on an ominous tone. Just having that sound at the top of it made the scene feel like I'm trying to get inside as soon as possible.
Our job's to try all kinds of things and to just put it in, see how it works, and if it tells the story, we're doing the right thing. Let's say we didn't want thunder, but we wanted to make it seem like it's in a city scene or something like that, and you could put in like a fire truck or something. So here's what that would sound like in the same scene.
Definitely feels like you're more in an inner city area.
Exactly. And that could be okay, because being in a city area is fine, and that wouldn't be against the story you're telling.
Right.
It would just set it in a certain place.
Right, right.
And the difference between these kind of sounds that I'm playing right now, which are background sounds, and some of the synchronized sounds we're about to play, the difference between this and Foley, for instance, is that these things all come from a sound library.
Lon's library is a sound editor Shangri-La, the culmination of decades of field recordings.
We've had 3 guys working full-time for 15 years to build the largest sound library in the world. We record jet planes, we record gorillas.
You getting out there with the gorillas in the jungle?
They were right there. They were as close as you are to me.
That's intense. And by slowing down the playback and tweaking the pitch, Lon can make Dumbo sound like the sub-basement of the Death Star. But we're not going for A New Hope, we're going for Frogger. Some old school arcade sounds there.
So I wanted to stick with the game sounds to be lower mid-frequency because I got the little dog making little yapping noises.
In the higher frequency range.
Exactly. So if they were all in the same range, we wouldn't be able to hear the dog or differentiate between the two.
But it's not just about layering sounds. Picking the right one can add character even to an inanimate object.
I came up with this sound right here, which is the squeaky toy voice.
It sounds like it's laughing.
And it also sounds like it's screaming when it gets thrown. It's like he's getting screaming, like, ah!
Yeah.
Then he's laughing. And so he's laughing at you at the end of
You literally just took a squeaky toy and made it into a character.
That's
using
right.
the sound. You made it into a little character that expresses itself.
That's right.
We've recorded, added, and tweaked our sounds. Now the part where it all comes together. Whoa!
This is the mixing stage.
This is where you run the Death Star. How do you know what to do with all these buttons?
Well, this is the mixing console, and this is where we bring all the sounds that Lon has brought to the mixing stage. And once you know what one channel does, it's just a lot of repetition.
So it looks kind of more daunting than it really is what you're saying?
Yes. You deal with one channel at a time, and one channel has one sound. That's how we mix it.
The last time I heard our little movie, it sounded great to me. I mean, what else can you do to it here?
We manipulate the levels much more concisely, so that way you don't have two sounds playing at the same time. Tony can get in there and really bring the dog down when we're not on him, bring the game up when we're on that. They can also manipulate the placement in the room, where it's going to be on the left side or in the center or across the side on the right. And in a theatrical environment, they're going to use the surrounds as well.
For an audience to get the perfect audio experience, the engineers at Todd AO have to put themselves in the viewer's shoes, or ears. Now, I noticed these guys aren't wearing headphones. They're just kind of listening to the room.
You bet. We want this experience to be the same as if you were sitting in a room listening to this in a movie theater. Headphones give you a very different experience where everything is close and you hear one thing at a time.
These guys can have over 100 tracks to deal with at once. And it's not just about levels.
He's going to add a certain amount of echo to the ADR that we recorded, so it matches just right with the production. You can't tell they didn't happen at the same time.
So my line recorded in a studio
Yep.
needs to sound the same as my line, "Dude, I'm about to beat the game," which was recorded on set.
Yep.
And so you're adding a reverb to it to make it sound like it's happening in that space.
Yep. Because I have everything split individually onto different channels, I'm able to manipulate just that one channel and put some reverb on it to, again, get it to try to match the perspective of the space that we're in.
Our mix masters fly through the film, tweaking EQ, adding a splash of reverb. Finally, it's time to sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor. So it's all come down to this, huh, Lon?
This is the end. This is when we get to see everything that's been done before, all the Foley, all the ADR, all the sound editing, and now all the mixing. We turn down the lights.
Hey, Baltar. Dude, I'm about to beat the game. Geordie LaForge. It really pops, and that's what I wanted. It seems to me that the whole adding of sound and subtracting of sound and manipulation of sound really is like you're adding a whole other cast of characters to the movie to tell the story.
That's what we do. We tell story through sound.
Lon, thank you so much. It's been very enlightening.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Now that I've mastered ADR, Foley, sound editing, and mixing, okay, not mixing. Next stop, Sundance.